Do you know that the quilt Pfaff Expression 720 will actually stitch in different directions? 4 directional sewing can be found in the additional stitches menu number 9 at 9.2. Now, why would you even want to sew in 4 different directions? Here's a great place that you might. If you've ever needed to sew a patch on a pant leg, well, you'd have to open up that seam and then sew the patch on and then try to close up that seam. That is near impossible. But what if I could tell you, you could just slide off your accessory box, slide that pant leg onto the free arm of the machine, put the patch in place, and then tell it which way you want it to sew. This stitch needs to have foot number 8, which I've put on. I've disengaged the IDT, make sure that is not there. And then as I sew, the direction showing right now is to sew to the right. When I get to that point, I can just go ahead and touch the reverse button. That's why this little symbol is here. And it's going to show that it's going to come towards me. So as I come towards myself, I can do that until I touch the reverse button, and then it will go to the new direction, touch it again, and I can go back. Now, nobody says I have to connect to where I started. I'll try. I'm not really watching. But I could almost create my own decorative stitch here as I work my way from all the different directions. This will give you an idea of what we were sewing. But when you watch the screen, that's going to be the key to seeing which way it's going to go. But did you notice there's actually 6 different stitches? There's a zigzag version. There is a kind of a honeycomb version. So all these stitches, let's just do the blanket stitch one, and then you can get an idea of how this will all work. So it's a blanket stitch. And then when you're ready, touch the reverse button, then it will change, and it will sew down towards the front. When you get ready, touch the reverse button, and it will change and stitch to the left, and then return back up after we touch it again. So you could actually do almost like its own little applique as you go around. So just note that when you go to stitch these out, that's what those are for. Look, a little kind of a feather stitch is in there, plus a true satin stitch with the 4 directional sewing on the Pfaff Quilt Expression 720.